So what do we need to do as you a young Nigerian for real, but I'm a young kind of Nigerian.
No, if you just say you're Nigerian.
What do we need to do to keep Nigeria together? Or help keep Nigeria together?
I think it starts off by, like we talked about.
Well, first, does Nigeria need to stay together, or do they need to restructure?
When you say restructure, what do you mean?
I mean, from what I'm hearing, what people telling me is damn near like every ethnic group want their own nation right now.
And then imagine go to different parts of African countries, right? Now they're gonna want.
Exactly. So now,
so imagine you start doing that.
100 plus, 200 plus tribes, everybody gonna want their own nation. That ain't gonna work.
Come on.
Or it could work. You never know.
But check this. Now, if everyone's splitting, how do we then come together?
It ain't gonna work. You know why it ain't gonna work? Because certain tribes all over Africa.
There you go.
Like how big would the Fulani Nation be?
Then how big would like other? And then it's not even that. Then imagine how big would Fulani be in Nigeria? How would they be in like the northern parts? Now imagine like different parts of Africa and the different tribes, like to separate and then to try to come together.
It ain't gonna work, right? And then if we separate, what's gonna stop people from encroaching on people's lands after that?
Now people gonna be like, hey, we want more. You have these resources,
right?
Actually, what takes us away from now going to war to go get? Now it just becomes basically civil war between inside countries.
So we really need to not see the differences in tribes and see the commonality in being African and black.
I see what you did with you break it into African and black.
Yeah.
But let me touch up on the point you were talking about. How do we keep Nigeria together, or how do we keep Africa together? I believe it's like having those conversations, those effective conversations, where it's not where we're trying to be heard, but really seek to understand. Because once we start doing that, we start asking questions, because we all know we have similarities.
Right.
Right? You go to any, one thing that maybe majority of African countries would probably agree on is government corruption. That's everything that everyone talks about is government corruption.
We're on fire right now, bro.
Right? But it's also, one of the things is, a lot of the older generation talks about that. And then you have younger generations like, let's do something about it, right? And it becomes as if...
And then they hold us back.
It becomes as if they almost kind of enjoy those conversations.
You feel me?
Right? Because if you want to go do something, it's like...
we got the same problem in America. That's how we know we African.
You, remove yourself before you... no. And it's like... Right, it's like we're discouraged.
Do you want change or not, old man?
Yeah, it's like, right? Do you want change or do you not? Like, or do you enjoy talking about these problems?
Exactly.
And just like it's like the question is like, in America, we have these conversations. Imagine like police brutality, injustice, but then people want to. It's like, okay, what can we do? Let's take steps. And it's like the people are waiting for government to provide them a solution.
When it's never going to happen. Or they're going to drag their feet and give you crumbs.
How long does it take government to do anything? So you want government to provide you a solution, but yet we're the ones that are affected.
We the people.
And people forget that without the people, there's no government
at all.
So why are we keep waiting for the government to provide us a solution instead of the solution coming from the people?
It is what it is.
But that's the thing. When we keep thinking it's what it is, we gonna stay where we at.
Nah, I'm mad. I'm just saying that's the mentality of the people though. Yeah. Like we waiting around.
We keep waiting, and that's the thing about like the black people, we like to march.
Niggas like parades, bro.
We like to march. It got to a point I'm saying, hold up. Okay? Justice, no peace. Bad, okay? Change, all right? So, hey, after this march, what's next?
Exactly. Nothing. You gonna go home and post a picture of how you was there.
Is that? I did my part.
Yeah.
I did my
ain't
part.
do a motherfucking thing, man.
I did my part. Hey, I went out there and I did my protest. I did my part. But yet we're the biggest spenders in America.
1.1 trillion.
Right? We're the biggest spenders in America.
And it's probably more than that, bro.
Yet we are minority votes are what sways the what sways our government.
We tip them over the top.
But yet we forget our power. And we keep giving our power away. And in hopes of, okay, they're going to give us something. The government's going to provide. Remember when we had that conversation about the free Northerners and the free Northern soilers and the Southern plantation owners, and what, you know, they're both two white groups that the Northerners like, hold up, I don't care if you like slaves or you don't like slaves or you like black people, da-da-da. If plantation owners gain political power,
we're gonna be out of there.
They lose control. So what did they do? They made sure, let's make sure slaves, blacks, minority come in. Because why do you think they called the Northern Free Soilers? Right. Because they wanted to protect their land. And what agreement did they make? They made an agreement called the Slave Act, where if the Northerners find a slave,
Fugitive Slave Act.
Fugitive Slave Act. There you go. Fugitive Slave Act. If the Northerners find a slave, they have to return it to the rightful owner.
Police.
Right? They have to return it to the rightful owner. That's the agreement. Fugitive slave law, as it kept growing, right? What within that, you start seeing, wait, why were slave patrols able to keep doing what they were doing? Because they were protected under the law.
It's a business.
And then and that protection was what is now known today as qualified immunity. Yes. And people don't realize that from back then,
catchers had to be paid.
Right? And they had to be able to be protected under the law to do what they were doing.
They could beat the shit out of you. I could shoot your slave because he wasn't complying with what I was saying, and I still need my money.
I caught him. Right? And all that is all today in present day.
The police.
Again. Okay, right? Again, from where we were before, the only change was the title.
Oh, facts.
The substance is still the same.
Catch a nigga, huh? Lock him up and put him down, huh?
Open your eyes. If you go into the history, you start seeing similarities of things have not really changed.
History best qualified to reward our research. That's how I know we on the verge of Africa getting colonized again. Like, Buhari inviting the U.S. in there, yeah, that's not a good move, buddy.
China's coming into
China Africa. Building roads in Tanzania, right? I mean, in Kenya right now.
You know what? I love, like...
And it's KFCs over there. That's crazy.
So check this. How do you own the country? You go invest, or you go build a road in a way that they can't pay back. To the point, then you just become, it's just a modern slave.
Exactly. What's going to have to happen is a lot of those leaders going to have to say, we're not even obliged to pay back any of the debt that our ancestors signed when they was indoctrinated. And we just going to have to, it's going to have to be what it's going to be. But we're going to have to prepare. You see Israel and Palestine right now. You ain't ready for that.
So check this. It's going to have to come into, look at it. Why is everyone going to Nigeria, or not Nigeria, Africa?
Want to be free, man. Oh, they got all the resources. It depends on who you talking about.
There you go.
We just want to go home, but all them other people, they want the resources.
Resources. So if they want resources, Africa's a diamond in the rough.
Oh, for sure. Just like it's always been like that through our ancient times, man. They come in and steal what we got.
How do we then?
Well, we really give it away.
Utilize our resources to empower the continent.
Use them for ourselves and stop giving them away. Tax them. Hey, it is what it is, man. If you're not us, you gotta get taxed, bro.
Everybody's getting taxed.
So you gonna get a luxury tax.
Everybody's getting taxed. So
it's business.
It's business. Everybody's getting a tax, right?
You want some of this cocoa? Oh, we putting an extra dollar on top of that.
Why? Because we gotta feed if Africa's considered like a third world,
we have to build it up.
You gotta build it up.
And we have to fund that.
How did Dubai build a city
in the
desert?
Yeah, they turned inward. They said this oil is ours. You want some, you have to pay for it. Top dollar.
What are people doing?
And they sent their other people out. You say, y'all go to America, y'all own the gas stations.
And then
we got the oil.
Do you know that Dubai, if you are a citizen of Dubai, you get paid to be a citizen. They bring in migrant workers to come work in Dubai. That's why a large percent of the population are not Dubaian citizens.
A lot of Africa should start doing. They should start paying a lot of these. We got a lot of highly qualified people that could come in and build stuff over there.
You know that there's people.
You just got to give them an incentive.
Dubai sends their people to U.S. to come study. After they finish, they come back to expand upon that.
For sure.
Right? To reinvest back. So what they do, they will pay for your school. They pay everything. Go learn. After you finish, come back. Now,
all those Middle Easterners, they tell us that. They say, we're not staying here. We're just here to just go to school, have a good time right now. We're going home.
We're gonna have to, it's gonna take people in leadership.
Facts, there we go.
That don't value the money.
Right, well, that's hard to find, but go on.
But value the people.
Super hard to find.
The future of where the country could be. Right? I don't believe it's hard to find. I believe why it's hard is the people that try to stop those type of leaders from coming in. So again, you already have older, like we just talked about, older, Nigerians. They'll tell you, tell young people, oh, I want to go make a change. Oh, no, don't do. Just find something, right? Already deterring you from already going.
Right.
All right. Now you get into this state. Now you start fighting other political people within politics that's going to try to stop the agenda from moving forward. Why? Because they're getting paid.
I was just about to say, yeah, they ain't cahoots with everybody we up against. Really,
they want to keep getting paid,
and it's not even like a direct thing. Like they really have relationships with these people. They have advantages indirectly from the system not coming down.
Yeah, and for them, it's. Why would I want to give up my power?
Exactly.
For this person to come in
and shake something up.
Yeah. And now I have to be held accountable?
Right.
I'm not with that. Sit down.
Yeah, go sit down, be quiet.
Yeah. All right? It's going to have to take a shift, a movement.
Black for black.
A movement.
A movement.
Of people that say, you know what? And I think it may have to be I don't know if it could be silent. I don't know if it could be how it is. But it needs to be a movement that, in retrospect, that the world engages.
Yeah. It gotta be the exact opposite of quiet. It gotta be loud. It has to be so loud that the world hears it all around the globe.
But then the thing about, again, I think this generation, again, this is just my opinion.
Go ahead.
I believe that this generation, that we look at the past generation like, okay, we march. So we're so used to marching. But then it's like, what's the next course?
Organizing. Mass organizing.
What are we doing with the...
Straight focus on deliberate goals.
Right.
If we want infrastructure in Africa, we need to be pulling our resources, sending people over there to build it up. We got the construction workers, we got the welders, we got the plumbers. All they need is the money and a plane ticket. I ain't a rich man, but I got $1,000. 100 people with $1,000. 1,000 people with $1,000. 1,000,000 people with $1,000.
Come on.
It just, who you gonna get the money to? Who do we trust? That's the thing.
Y'all give it to me. What y'all think I'm gonna do? Y'all gonna know, and then y'all gonna get out like, cause I be scared to touch y'all money. Be like, why are you spending? This is gonna be.
Young Igbo ran off with the pipe, babe.
But check this. It's about like having that accountability. That's why when we talk, I'm like, yo, okay, so marching. What's the next step? What's a plan? What's the overall goal? Okay.
The overall goal is the United States of Africa. And one independent nation in America for black people. We got to return to having kingdoms, bruh.
You just said something.
Oh, I just said something, didn't I?
Something.
Talk to me.
Because what is a kingdom?
A kingdom is a nation ran by a what? A king. Okay. And I ain't saying I'm the king. I'm saying there's many kings out here.
Yeah. And to me, in simplistic form, a kingdom is a new form of government.
That's what I'm talking about. The new kingdom.
Right?
By new, I mean Nubian.
The way you said, you had someone in mind.
Yeah. You gotta keep it black, man.
The way you said that.
You got you excited now.
He said, when I say new, I mean Nubian. I was like, what are you looking at? I know you looking at, right? Show him this. That's who y'all.
That's a Nubian woman right there, man.
Whoa,
really a Bamalike woman. On the low, I mean, according to, you feel me?
Man, but it's going to take those steps. Those steps coming together. Doing something different that we have not done. That's why when I'm like, okay, when I talk about like check, for instance, right? It's like, it's a start to something. Right. You got to start somewhere.
Right.
Right? Okay, how I see it is, for example.
Explain to them what it is.
So, check is a safer traffic stop, right? So with check, the vision is whenever you get pulled over, the officer doesn't have to approach your vehicle. You and the officer could have a FaceTime conversation. Your information could be sent. If he give you a ticket, he could send it through check. You could resolve your ticket through check without having to go to court, miss work, right? And a lot of these people that are being affected are hourly wage workers. So it's like, okay, here's a plan. Here's something that we can do. Here's our belief is this. If traffic stops, imagine this, traffic stops are one of the major ways cities make money. Mm-hmm. Now imagine if you gave the public, the people, shares in the way the government makes money. Mm. So now each ticket, people making money. It's a cycle. Now governments now you making money. Something's gonna give.
Something, I mean, it's better than what we got going on now.
Something's gotta give.
People talk about reform.
Again, let's do a reform. Now let's go back 30 years. Now check the reforms that happened. For example, the zoning laws.
Yeah.
Now check how, 30 years later, page 1 looked good, but nobody read page 1268.
That's why we can't do reform. We got to do complete revolution. We need our own system.
Disrupt and revolutionize the entire thing. We can't keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. That's why I'm like, okay, marching. To me, a march should be an organized way when you meet, when the large population comes in and meets.
And put some demands on the table.
And now you're when after that march, boom, now you're working on the plan.
Yeah. And
next
next time we come out there, we ain't marching again. It's going to be some action.
Now you're moving. You're progressing forward.
Yeah.
The march just shows unity.
Exactly. It shows how many numbers you got.
There you go.
And that's all I'm saying. Then you leave some numbers at home just in case you tell everybody, hey, this ain't even all of us.
Now you're the march is an organized way for everyone to come meet and unite. Yeah. And now when people see structure,
it's what you do after the march.
Over 1 million people.
Yeah, that's a march right there.
Now
on independence, though, how about on reparations? On something that really matters.
See, when you talk, and the cycle of giving these shares back to the people is our way of like, hey, here's this is reparations, low key. Here you go.
Nah, that ain't no reparations.
And I understand what you're saying. In my own,
African
like,
brother, I got it.
Way, in my own
my African
way,
brother, I got it.
It's a way of like, okay, here's something.
Let me explain. You can't. We need this land and a whole bunch of that bread or some gold because they can't pay us back for our names, Mike. They can't pay us back for all my ancestral ties. You feel me? They can't pay me back for my red cap. I used to have a red cap. You feel me? I used to be a titled man. You feel me?
And I think this would be again a conversation for another time too,
right?
Because when you say because I remember before you told me there's a difference between black and Nigerian, or not Nigerian, African, right?
It ain't no difference between black and African. It's just African. Black is the label that we attach it to. African is what we was, not the label African, but African.
Yeah.
A natural African, you get what I'm saying? Because it's a whole bunch of debate on whether African comes from Leah, Scipio, Africa. I don't give a fuck about none of that right now. I'm just saying.
I'm not going to say was.
Still are, but that's what was taken from us. That's what I mean.
And I feel like there's going to be, it's a unique perspective that I don't believe that I would understand too. Because I was born in Nigeria.
Right.
Right? So when you're like, this was taken from, it's I think these would be like a conversation like we'll have side by side and really capture like, hey, and break down like the essence of man, this is what you're talking about. And then throw that question back to me. How is that different from, my walk of life, right?
Because the normal continental African or the African that's coming from the continent don't understand the black American experience. Y'all only see what y'all see on TV, right?
Well, also, again, this is where it becomes a different perspective because I've lived in America for a majority of my life.
So you understand now.
Right? So it's, again, like, for example, you mentioned you get pulled over. I'm not going to come in and say, oh, you're Nigerian, you're different.
Yeah.
No.
You're a black man at that point.
At every point. You ain't going to change. You a black man at every point.
And that's the thing. It's like, bro, we black, bro. I say black is the umbrella term, and then it's a slide, African, slide, original, and then you put an underline under that, and then you go Igbo, Yoruba, Fulani, Jamaican, Haitian, American.
See, but all of them connect back to
Africa.
Right?
As long as you're a black man, you're an African.
See, like, even like, again, this now goes into where the world's created, not the world's created, where people came from, or people, okay, but that's all another conversation too. But again, even in question, I would even pose like, Africans that come from Africa are also made fun of by black people in America.
Facts.
Right? So there goes another form of separation.
Right.
So now it's like, oh, I'm not black.
Now you black.
No. I'm saying like, oh, no, I'm not black. Oh, I'm not black because black
I'm
are
African,
telling me that I'm not black.
Yeah.
I'm African.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And then it becomes again. That's where you can't keep saying, oh, okay, you can't. It's that divisiveness of, oh, he FOB, right? It's like, there's some names people that called me when I first came here, and you'd be like, damn.
This is y'all gotta understand about this. Y'all be holding that African booty scratcher shit over y'all head and shit.
He's not even that. Like,
we just rank in America, bro. Like niggas told my ass up when I was a kid too, bro. It's everybody, bro. We just gonna use whatever we can use. Y'all was from Africa, so nigga got on that African shit, bro. Like, if you was born in a house, people gonna talk about you being born in the house. If you from the projects, people gonna talk about you being from the projects.
But then how do we then change what we are saying to each other? Because imagine this.
It come from teaching the kids, because it come from when we was kids. So we gotta teach them a better way.
I very much agree. If we're saying this to our kids, and then they're growing up, what are we doing? We're showing them that no, you don't stand together with the African.
Right.
And then also, let me flip it. Africans go then tell you, no, they're black.
Because you know, in Texas State, it was that was a divide.
Okay, you got to be. To me, it's because I played football
so you wasn't really kicking it with the Africans like that, no way.
We were all in. I had no time.
Yeah, Africans was African at Texas State. Even what was African Student Alliance? They wasn't just fucking with everybody like that.
Okay, see, like for us, we couldn't do anything.
But it's gonna change. That's how it changes, though. We bridge these gaps. Like with the kids, like if your children are around Black Americans, and they speaking Native African tongue, when they go to whatever school they go to, they not gonna see Africans as different from them. They're gonna be like, oh, them same people live there. You feel me?
Oh, what part of Africa you from?
Exactly.
When we start knowing where we're from,
exactly,
we can then start asking the same. Oh, my mom said that I'm from X, or I'm from Nigeria, I'm from this, I'm from
Oyo
that,
State,
right? Because
and
also let me put this.
Yeah.
There's Africans who their parents were born in Africa,
right?
But they may be born here,
and they don't know nothing about nothing.
But check this. They'll tell you when you ask them. Hold on.